Good morning, and we're here at the Kingston Preparatory School where we have once again had a very good performance. In fact, there was a three-way tie, and Kingston Preparatory School is one of those schools involved in the three-way tie at the top for this year's CPEA examinations. And here with us we have Kai Francis, along with his grandmother, who's, well, they're very happy with the result that they would have attained, and we just want to hear a bit from them as how the experience was. So first of all, Kai, congratulations on a job well done in this year's examination. Yes, so Grandma, congratulations to you guys, and could you just let us know how was it getting Kai ready for the exams, especially with this being a strange year with COVID and so on, and school had to be disrupted and so on?
Well, the thing about it is that Kai, from since he entered primary school, he was very good. He has a consistency, and he continued with that all through, right up. And he studied a lot. He does his work. He's very focused, and maybe that is part of why he is where he is today. And that's, I'm sure the result, based on what you've just explained, is not shocking at all. It was not. No, it was not. A lot of people was praying and hoping that, knowing that how he was before, that he's going to make it to the top. And I'm thankful to God for that.
So how challenging was it now that COVID had disrupted schools and there was a level of uncertainty, as in when would school reopen, how were they going to get their work done, etc. What were the challenges for you?
Well, it was not really a challenge because they had the computer that the teacher was telling them work to do. And he continued with it. His mother helped him a lot, right? Because it was hard for them because sometimes current is not there. But he was always focused, and as I say, he just do what he had to do.
And we're really happy that you would have played such a role in nurturing him and getting him ready for at least these exams for the present, and I'm sure you would continue encouraging him as he goes forward in his future academic endeavors.
Right, I will, with God's help, and I'm here. I will continue to help him, and his mom as well will also help him, because Kai is a child that, as I tell you, he's focused and he does whatever he has started. He do not deviate from it. He just continue doing what he has to do. His teachers and them were very helpful to us, especially the science. He liked the science, but they have the other teachers, Miss Primus, Miss Holder, Miss Peniston. They all did a great, thing for him.
Right, and Kai is a bit shy, in case you were wondering why he hasn't been answering much. Yes, he's a bit shy. I'm sure he's elated. He's overflowing with happiness of being one of the top performers in this year's exams. So once again, congratulations to you both. And Kai, I'm not sure if you want to say anything, but
something?
No, yes. So once again, thank you very much for speaking with us, and congratulations again.
I trust and hope that he continue in this vein, because he's a very good student as far as I know. He is good. Right, thanks.
Yes, thank you. At the Kingston Preparatory School with Rachel Small, who would have placed 4th overall and 1st for girls. She's one, of course, of the overall top 10 finishers that we had at this year's CPEA examinations. We're here with Rachel and her dad, and we'd just like to hear from them as to how this experience was in getting ready for these exams. So Rachel, first of all, I'm sure you're elated to be the top female performer in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for 2020.
Yes, very much.
Yes, and how was it like getting prepared for these exams, especially with the disruptions caused by COVID-19, etc., where school had to be closed and reopened and so on?
It wasn't too bad. It gave me extra time to study and learn new topics.
So you didn't have any issues in terms of getting the materials to
No, please. It was very good. It wasn't challenging.
wasn't a challenging, right? That's confidence being exuberated here this morning, and that I'm sure that you're very proud and happy that your daughter would have done so well.
Very much so. First of all, give all glory and praise to God, and for His blessings, and a big congratulations to my daughter Rachel Small. Very happy.
So, Dad, let me ask, this didn't come as a surprise for you at all?
Not really. Self-motivated. I've been performing consistently over the years. So no surprise whatsoever.
And I'm sure that you would have played your part in encouraging her and making sure that whatever support she needs to be ready for these exams, that she would have gotten them from your end.
Yes, of course. I believe in excellence. So in terms of, again, discipline, preparation, a lot of credit also goes to her mom, who also, was a driving force behind her as well. I have a slightly different view in terms of not spoon-feeding them too much, give them a chance to be independent learners. But it's a team effort, entire family and so on. Her brothers also in secondary school, it would have helped in terms of, when you have ask questions and so forth. So yes.
So Rachel, let me just ask you, do you have any ideas right now as to what you would like to go on to be when you're older?
I like to be a biologist or maybe a judge.
Biologist or a judge in the making. And I'm sure that with your type of determination and, as your father just mentioned, self-motivated learning and confidence, that there's nothing, the sky's the limit where you're concerned.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So, Dad, once again, we'd like to congratulate both of you for a job well done and for being this year's top female performer in the CPEA examinations. Before we part, for those students who are now entering grade 6, do you have any parting words of advice that might help them to become successful in next year's examinations?
I would say study hard, pray a lot, and make sure to look over your work, avoid distractions.
Wonderful words of advice there. So, once again, thank you for speaking with us and all the best going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, and we're here at the St. Mary's Roman Catholic School with one of this year's tied top performers, Matthew Wilson, and he's here with his mom. And we just would like to find out, well, first of all, you guys are probably extremely happy with your performance.
Yes.
Yes, and I could see the smile on Mommy's face. So, Matthew, tell me, how was it for you in terms of the challenges you had to face with school, having to take a break and the uncertainty of coming back and so on?
Not really. It didn't matter that much.
So, you didn't have any issues in terms of getting your materials for preparations?
No.
No issues whatsoever. And Mommy, I'm sure that you would have played a vital part in keeping him focused and getting him ready for these exams.
Yes, I did. Generally, he's a child that works very well on his own. But still, being at home, you get the distractions of just being in your comfort zone. So I had to do some work on that. But once it was work time, he was focused and he did what he had to do.
And I'm sure that the teachers were very supportive in terms of getting the information across to you that you needed to get prepared for the exams.
Yes, they were.
Right. And quickly, do you have any ideas to what you would like to become when you get older?
A pilot.
Wonderful, a pilot. You see a young aspiring pilot here, and I'm sure that the sky is really the limit for you, and there's nothing that could stand in the way of you and your dreams. Before we leave, do you have any words of advice for those children entering grade 6 in terms of their preparations for the exams next year?
Not really.
Okay, Mommy, do you have any advice for the parents who are preparing children for next year's exams?
Well, as you can see, Matt is a person of very few words,
Yes.
especially when he's in front of, like when he's being questioned. But generally, I'd really like to encourage parents to support their children as much as possible. I think it's very important not to compare your children with others, but just understand them and accept them for who they are and work with their skills and strengthen them and support them. Encourage them in whatever way they can. And I think that is what really makes a difference. I'd like to take the opportunity at this time to say thank you very much to the St. Mary's RC School and all of the teachers from grade 1 up. Well, yes, from grade K up that would have worked with Matthew. But I would especially like to thank the Miss Johnny and the grade 6 teachers. They were a major support over the years. So thank you very much.
Yes, and once again, congratulations to you both. And a special congratulations to the school for securing 6 of this year's top 10 performers. It really does show that the work put in by the teachers do not go unnoticed and unrewarded. So once again, thank you and congratulations to you both.
All right, and thank you very much.
Yes, and we're here once more with Naija Lewis, who would have placed 2nd for girls and 5th overall. One of the top 10 performers that St. Mary's Roman Catholic School produced in this year's CPEA examinations. Here with her is her father, and I'm pretty sure that both of you are extremely happy with the result that would have come from this year's exams.
Yes, we are very happy and very pleased and very relieved.
Very, very relieved. And I'm quite sure that given the COVID-19 pandemic that came about and disrupted schools and so on, how did that impact you in your preparations for these exams?
It was hard because we couldn't go to school and we couldn't get the direct teaching that we normally got, but our teachers give us schoolwork to do at home and we're able to do them and do well for CPEA.
And in lack of going to school now, I'm sure that's where you come in, Dad, and I'm sure that you would have played a vital role in getting her, keeping her focus and getting her ready for these exams.
Well, I tried, but really and truly I was a substitute teacher. Her mom was the main event. Yeah, her mom worked very hard with her, and I supported in whatever way I could. But her mom did a very great job in keeping her in line.
So I would like to know, did this result come as a surprise for you, that she would have placed so high and done so well in this year's exams?
Well, we knew she had the potential to do well, but there are over 2,000 children out there doing the exams, and there are lots of bright children with good support.
Yes.
So we were just relieved that she is going where she wants to go. She's going to the school where she wants to go, and it's not surprising that she's done well. But for me, I'm definitely more relieved, and she's very happy.
More relieved. And you did mention about the school where she wants to go. Naija, do you have any ideas as to what you would like to become when you grow older?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking about becoming a mechanical engineer.
Mechanical engineer. Well, you know, it's okay not to be sure, because I mean you still have quite a few years to go and quite a lot of learning to do, and maybe something might spark your interest as you proceed to secondary school. So once again, we'd like to congratulate you both. But before we leave, do you have any words of advice for the students who are now entering grade 6 who will be writing the exams next year?
To focus on your work and don't get distracted, and to be confident but not overconfident.
Wonderful. Thank you. What such wonderful parting words of advice. So once again, Dad and Naija, congratulations to you both, and we wish you nothing but the best going forward in your academic endeavors.
Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning, viewers. And we're here with Kaitlyn Brown and her mom, and she would have placed 4th overall and 4th for girls, and 9th overall in this year's CPEA examinations. And I'm sure that, look at the smile on your face, I'm sure that you're extremely happy with your performance.
Yes, I am.
Yes, and Mommy?
I'm very proud as well.
Very proud, Mom, here. Did this result come as a surprise to any one of you?
Not really. She was always consistent, and especially her final year at the primary school, she really improved and was determined to make the top 10, and she did.
So this was actually a goal that came into being.
Yes.
Okay, so with all that has been going on with COVID-19 and the distractions in terms of school closing down and the uncertainty of it reopening and the exams, etc., how did that impact your preparation for the exams?
I thought it would have been harder, so I had to practice up more, and I came really good.
Okay, and I'm sure that mom would have played a role in this regard as well, in keeping her focused while at home.
Yes, that's true. Initially, she was rather engaged and interesting, but I guess with the uncertainty of COVID-19 and not being sure when school would have reopened, she lost a bit of interest. But eventually, she was back on course, and when school reopened, she just regain her momentum and just pick up speed.
Right. And so, Kaitlyn, do you have any idea as to what you'd like to become when you grow older?
I'm still thinking about it.
That is quite fine. You do have quite a number of years ahead of you and a lot of growing in education to accomplish between now and then. So I'm sure that you would figure it out eventually. Do you have any words of encouragement or advice for those students who are now entering grade 6 who would be writing the exams next year?
Yes, you have to put some time in God and studying as well, and relax.
Relax and have faith and put in the work when it's time to do so. So once again, we'd like to congratulate both of you in doing so well and in achieving a goal that was previously set. And I wish you nothing but the best going forward in your academic career and your professional career, etc.
Yes, she would like to thank a few persons.
She would like to thank a few persons as well. So, Kaitlyn, this is your opportunity.
I thank my mommy, daddy, my whole family, with my aunties, uncles, and cousins, and the people on the roadside who supported me, and my lessons teachers, friends, and my preacher.
Okay, so thank you all for your involvement in her development, and do continue to encourage and support her. Thank you. Yes, and we're here with Cristiano Fitzpatrick, who would have placed 5th for boys and 7th overall from the St. Mary's Roman Catholic School in this year's CPEA examinations. First of all, congratulations. He's here with his dad, of course. So congratulations to you both on the performing so well in this year's exams. Did this come as a surprise for you in terms of Cristiano doing so well?
Well, it was somewhat a surprise for him, but for me it was not a surprise because he had the support system in school, he had the support system at home, and he had that support system in terms of extra lessons. So really and truly, he was well prepared, and once you're well prepared, then you should perform admirably.
So, Cristiano, what were the challenges for you in getting prepared for the exams, especially in a time of COVID-19 where school had to be closed and you had to be at home for quite some time, you know, not knowing when school would reopen and when the exams would be?
Well, that was with the online classes. Sometimes I couldn't hear the teacher when they were talking. The mic would go wrong. Sometimes the teacher wouldn't hear me when I'm trying to answer a question.
Okay, so basically you would have done quite a number of online schooling at the time that you were at home.
Yeah.
Right. And so apart from the online schooling, your dad mentioned you had other support through classes, etc.
Well, yes. That was a class, Fitz Academy. We it was on Monday, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays.
Right, wonderful, wonderful. So, Cristiano, do you have any idea as to what you would want to go on to be when you grow older?
Yes, I want to be a computer programmer.
Computer programmer. Okay, that's wonderful. So I guess I'll be seeing you in my department at least shortly. So do you have any words of advice for those students who would be writing the exams next year? Do you have any words of advice in terms of getting prepared for the exams?
Well, I say, this is my advice. I say they should study, work hard, obey their listen to their teachers, pay attention, obey their parents, and don't you could relax, but balance your time. Relaxing time, there's play time and there's work time. You have to balance that time. I say balance your time.
Basically, you just explained everything that discipline brings. So, Daddy, I'm quite sure that he's quite a disciplined student and a disciplined child as well.
Yes, he is. In terms of discipline, I don't really have any issues. But naturally, sometimes you have to keep boys, I think, in particular, focus. But generally, he always does his work, does his homework, and he's very diligent about things in general. So I'm satisfied in that regard.
So once again, we'd like to congratulate you both on a job well done and wish you nothing but the best going forward.
Thanks, yes.
Thank you as well.
Yes, good morning, and we're here with Andre Cuomina and his dad. Andre would have placed fourth for boys and sixth overall. One of the top 10 performers that St. Mary's Roman Catholic School would have put out in this year's exams. And first of all, we'd like to congratulate you on a job well done. But just tell us, how challenging was it for you in terms of getting ready for the exams, given that school had to be closed due to COVID, etc., and then the uncertainty of it reopening?
Well, the closing of school, well, I could have done better if it weren't for COVID, because me staying home, as I said in there, we took a break until we knew the exact date, so I wouldn't get burnt out. So preparing for the exam itself, for me it was challenging to be consistent, but Father made me, so I had no choice.
Yeah.
So I believe about 2 months or 1 month before the exam, 3 weeks we took on studying like textbooks.
Yes.
And the last week we took on past papers. So I guess my father's strategy was to make me study more than the exam, study harder than the exam itself, so the exam would become easy. So there's that.
Wonderful. So that, I guess that's where you come in. I guess you would have played a very vital role from the testimony of your son in getting him ready for this year's exams.
I mean, yes, we always work together. I do is we sit together and do assignments, make sure he studies and so forth. COVID, I think, messed it up a little because I had to stop him from studying, because I just thought he may get burnt out. So we stopped and we merely did the whatever assignment the teacher sent and just took a break from studying. So without COVID, I probably think he would have done better.
Okay, wonderful. But at the end, I mean, I guess you would have done extremely well in getting him when it was time to hit the floor running again. Yeah. You did.
I mean, he knows his stuff. He understands concepts easily. So he reads something, and once he would have read it, he's done with it. I have to be there now to say, no, read it again. If you ask him the question after reading it one time, he knows 90% of it. But that little extra, you have to make him read it again. So that's what's my job.
Right. So, Andre, do you have any idea what you would like to become in the future?
Actually, no, although I have multiple options. I have the academical route, and then I have music, because I'm grade 6 in piano, grade 4 in theory. So I'm not really sure what I want to do in life just yet.
And that's fine, actually, because you're quite young, and it's good to know, it's actually great to know that you're not just academically inclined, you're a well-rounded student. And we would definitely like to just wish you and your family all the best in your future endeavors, academics and otherwise. And I hope that, well, I know that your dad will continue to play his part in assisting you in achieving your dreams.
Thank you, and definitely, I think that's what fathers are there for, so I'll be playing my part.
Thank you very much, and keep up the good work. Yes, and we're here with Isabella Sam at the St. Mary's Roman Catholic School. She would have placed 4th for girls and 9th overall in this year's CPEA examinations. She's here with her dad, and by the looks of things, they're both happy with this result.
We are indeed very, very happy with the results.
And so, well, either one of you can answer. Was this a surprise for you in any way?
Let Isabella go first.
I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. I knew that I was gonna do well. I don't think I expected to do this well. So I think it was a surprise.
Well, she's always been a good student, so placing in the top 20 was the expectation. So coming under the top 10 is good for me. If it was a surprise, I wouldn't necessarily say, not to sound cocky, but she has been a good student all of her primary school life, so it's good.
Throughout, right. Yeah. Right. And how have the preparations been for you in terms of the difficulty with dealing with COVID and the closure of schools, etc.? I'm sure that would have impacted your preparation for the exams somewhat. So how has preparations been in getting ready for the exams?
So we had online school, and when it was done, we would do extra work, and I would study for like the rest of the day, and then I had a break, and then I would go over it again. So it wasn't bad. It was good.
It wasn't that challenging, and I'm sure that you, Dad, would have played a vital role in that, in keeping her focused and so on.
It was a tag team effort between my wife and myself. She was a bit more pushy than I was in terms of getting, extra work in. But yeah, we were there, a unified front. because these young ones sometimes they could lapse a bit, and my wife and I, we're both educators, so we are very much aware of not allowing too much complacency to come into the mix.
Right, and that's wonderful to know that parents, involvement in their children's development, etc. Isabella, do you have any ideas to what you'd like to become when you grow up?
I would like to become a lawyer when I get older.
A lawyer. So we're going to break the trend of the educators and she'll get into law. Wonderful. Do you have any words of advice for the children who would be writing the exam next year in terms of for them and their preparations?
Study hard. Hard work pays off. Don't overestimate it and don't underestimate it. The exam is easier than you would expect, but if you don't study for it, there's a possibility that things may go wrong. So
wonderful. So once again, we'd like to congratulate both of you and the entire family and everybody who would have played a part in Isabella's development thus far, and wish you nothing but the best going forward in your endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.
Yes, so we're here at the St. Mary's Roman Catholic School with one of the grade 6 teachers, Mrs. Gums, and she teaches math in the grade 6 class. Tell us, how have the preparations been for the students in the midst of a pandemic that would have disrupted school and caused the shutting of school, etc.?
Well, it wasn't an easy one for us, especially with the pandemic. But we have children who really wanted to learn and parents who were with us, and we decided to do the online instruction that was put forward by the Ministry of Education. So we have out of 94 children, there were about 80 children who were really involved, and they were always there every morning from Monday to Friday. They were there and they were willing. These children were easy to work with because they were willing, they were very easy to work with.
So you attribute at least the participation of the children in the online classes that was set up to part of the overall success of the school this year?
Yes, that is one of it, and the fact that they had it to come back, because actually we were not able to get all of the children, but because we did that last few weeks that we were able to come back, we were able to get everyone. So those who were not online were able to catch up. And those who were online, we reinforced what was done online, because the online is not an easy thing it is new to them. So it's not very easy. You were not able to interact with them personally. So them coming back, when they came back to school for the 5 weeks, it was better for us, and they enjoy that too. They said, Miss, I'd rather come back to school than to be online. So we were able to reach all of the children, and we had a timetable, a packed timetable to work with them, and they were not ever tired. They were like, okay, Miss, they were ready. They were always ready. We had a good batch of children for this year. We can say that.
Right, and the school has done extremely well. 6 of the top 10 performers this year. Did that come as a surprise to you that the school would have done this well?
Not really, I know that they would do well. These children, they are very, competitive children. They are motivated, and the 6 out of 10 is not surprise. Actually, I was expecting 10 out of 10.
Wow. And that's good. Based on the work that you would have put in with them and the potential that you saw in them, obviously you have the right to expect greatness from your students. Before we leave, do you have any word of advice, especially for the parents of the students who would be entering grade 6 next year, in terms of keeping them focused and being ready for the exams?
Okay, first of all, parents' involvement in children's education is very, very important. Okay, you be the teacher, we do what we can do. We spend how many hours with them in a day? Parents now has to get involved with the children's education, because without that, they're not going to be anywhere. They have to motivate them. Some they have homework. Get involved in their homework. Make sure that they do their homework. Sometimes children come and say, Mommy, I don't have any homework. You have to make sure that they have something to do, even though if they're not given by the teacher, give them something to do. All right, so get involved in the education. That is what my advice to parents, to please get involved. And if you notice the number of children who were successful, parents' involvement was there. So that is the most important thing. Okay?
Parents' involvement. And Mrs. Gomes, we would like to wish you and the entire staff and student body of the school, and the parents, of course, nothing but the best going forward, and to encourage you to continue the good work. And once again, congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you very much.